Be honest with yourself and Jehovah about your weaknesses. It is important to dwell according to knowledge, both with others and with yourself. Being aware of the difference in the makeup, physically and emotionally, of men and women. Over the years, the faithful slave has given us much to think about. If the sister and brother are single, what should she consider? That this brother would be justified in concluding that she has a romantic interest in him. And if she is not interested in pursuing a courtship, she's flirting. And that's damaging. Flirting is cruel and dangerous. Of course, there's a need for balance. Exercising appropriate caution does not mean that you should be stiff and aloof around members of the opposite sex, married or single. If a couple are courting and become passionately inflamed, and he lies on top of his girlfriend, and they simulate sexual intercourse, even with clothes on, this constitutes porneia.
Let's see 3 ways in which Jehovah's Word helps you to keep your personal habits clean. The first way you can do this is by avoiding tight-fitting clothes that can identify you with homosexuality. What kind of clothes are we talking about? Some outfits are designed to feminize a man's appearance, as homosexuals try to do, especially displaying the buttocks and genitals. Why? Because it makes it harder to tell the difference between a homosexual and a heterosexual man, making homosexuals blend in. So these clothes contribute to changing people's opinion of homosexuality because they come to see it as normal and acceptable. We know that you never intentionally promote that practice, but the question is, how would Jehovah view a man that serves him while dressed in a way that identifies him with homosexuality? What does Jehovah think of styles of dress that make a man look more feminine? Clearly, this is very displeasing to him. Does the way you dress show that you share his viewpoint? A second way you need to keep on guard is resisting the unclean habit of masturbation. The God's Love book explains that masturbation is the stroking or rubbing of the genital organs, commonly resulting in an orgasm. So, does a person have to use their hands to masturbate? For example, say a brother wears an undergarment that's so tight it rubs his penis as he moves around. He gets aroused and even ejaculates. Is he masturbating? Yes, he is, because he's deliberately stimulating his genitals, even though he's not using his hands. Does there have to be an orgasm for it to be considered masturbation? Suppose a brother starts rubbing his genitals against a pillow. He gets an erection, but stops before having an orgasm. Is he masturbating? Yes, again, because he's deliberately stimulating himself, whether he has an orgasm or not. How about having an emission of semen at night, maybe even after an erotic dream? Is that masturbation? No. When this happens to you, it would be good to examine whether you were dwelling on sexual thoughts before going to sleep. Could you have been sleeping in a position that stimulated you, such as with a blanket or pillow held tightly between your legs?